Hi, I'm Randolph Miller, and welcome to Bounce Around Charleston. Well, I know today we've got a wonderful show prepared for you because we have an exciting young man on this show, and you have seen him. If you've been watching The Voice, you've seen this young man. His name is Eric Tyler. Eric, welcome to Bounce Around Charleston.
Hello, thanks for having me. I love I love the polka dot and I'm trying to match you a little bit. You see, I got my brown and black going on too.
Well, see, I know you were gonna come sharp, so I said I better make sure I put my clothes on today. Eric, I saw you on The Voice. Tell me, how did you get there?
Oof. I actually auditioned for the season prior, season 20, but I'm sorry, season 21. And it didn't work out. You know, Ariana Grande is like one of my favorite singers, and she was a coach. And I was like, I gotta get on this season with Ariana Grande, but it didn't work out. And then, sorry, somebody's one of my friends from the show was calling. But yeah, so I so pretty much I've always been like singing and like doing comedy videos online. So when I auditioned for The Voice last season and didn't make it, I kind of focused all my attention on comedy and just showing like the comedic side of myself. But then I was like, you know what? This is not all I want to do. Like I want to sing. So I gave it one more go with season 22, and now we're here, which is crazy.
Well, let me tell you something. Um, I watched it, and you did an amazing job, and I saw you on The Voice, and with some of your other peers, I'm wondering to myself, what does it feel like when nobody presses the buzzer?
Oh, well, I can't relate to that one, but I will say this. What I did learn, I have a good answer for that. What I did learn, so for me on the show, the coach that turned around was my number one choice, Miss Camila Cabello. But she was the only coach to turn around for me. And I quickly learned, like, as the show aired, that it's like a big thing of how many chairs or how many coaches you get to turn around. Like, oh, I got all four to turn around. Oh, that person only got three. That person only got one. And people really expect that if you only got one coach to turn around, oh, you're not gonna last long on the show. But I plan on changing that, and hopefully I can.
Well, you know what? You've been on Bounce Around Charleston before, and the last
Yeah.
time you and the last time you were on here, you sang and you had a dancer with you. Was that a part of your act?
So it was just me on stage. However, I still brought that dancing vibe to the stage, like I was voguing and stuff like that. I just more than a singer, I'm an entertainer. I'm not just gonna focus my whole performance on just my voice and me just sounding good. I gotta look good. I gotta give you stage presence, stage performance. I gotta give you all of those things. So it was definitely dancing and giving all of those things on stage.
And how did it feel when you heard those professionals talking to you about yourself?
Oh my God. So with me being montaged, good little bit was cut out, like my performance was cut down, and also all the coaches giving me their critiques was cut out too. But I can tell you that I remember Mr. Blake, I call him Mr. Cowboy Boots. He said that Camila was like the perfect coach for me because we both can't stand still for too long, which is true. And I remember Miss Gwen saying that my voice was just crazy to her. That she would have turned around, but it was just a little too crazy for her. But I understood exactly what she meant. I'm considered an alternative pop singer, and everybody don't really vibe with the alternative sound, but luckily Camila did.
Now, how does it feel standing backstage waiting for your turn to come out?
Oh my gosh. For me, I don't really get nervous, but I get eager. I don't really get anxious, but I'm like, oh my God, can I get on stage now? I hate waiting. Oh my God, I hate waiting. Because in that time of waiting, your mind can go so many places. Then you start practicing your song over and over and in your head. Like you already got it right. You done practice, you're ready. But just the waiting game is terrible. But I just try to take out being scared with being eager and being ready. Like, go ahead and call my name now so I can do what I'm made to do.
So now,
Mhm.
well, I guess I can definitely ask you this, being that you did get someone to turn around for you. So that means you go to another level.
Yes, the battle round is next. I'm so excited. I don't really know what to expect, but at the same time, like I'm ready for anything. I think with a show like this, you just have to be ready for anything. You have to be ready to give it your all. You can't go into anything skeptical. You have to trust yourself, trust your talent, trust your abilities, and that's all I can do. So I'm ready for the battle round.
And what about the song that you? How did you choose the songs that you're going to sing?
Um, I don't think I can answer that one.
well,
You'll see
well,
me
I'll
for
tell
that one.
you. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm quite sure whenever you choose a song, you choose the right one.
It's gonna be the no matter whatever the song choice is. Whoever I'm going against, whoever the battle partner I have, they just need to watch out because I'm coming with my A game. Whatever the song is, I'm gonna crush it regardless because I have no choice. I have no choice to win.
But what about the first round? What did you say?
First round, I did Billie Eilish's "Bad Guy," very upbeat song. I was very surprised that like that was a song I went with, but it's like that song is not an audition song, if that makes sense. Like people think of an audition song of like you need to holler, you need to show all the high notes, get all the riffs and runs. Bad Guy by Billie Eilish, people would say that she's whispering in that song. She's not, she's talk singing. But me, like I had to add like that. I was raised singing in the church, so I had to add that little gospel kind of that little flair to it. I would well, maybe I should say gospel, but like I had to add like the soul. That's the perfect word. I had to add like the soul to it, had to add me to it. And I feel like with the song not being a lot vocally, it gave me a lot of room to be creative. So I think it was the perfect choice. It worked out. Hey.
So were you surprised that you went you did as well as you did?
I okay, I'll say this. I was confident enough in myself that I felt like somebody would turn around. With it being, I think what surprised me was Camila turned around the opening line of the song. Like I barely got out the first sentence, and she already hit the button. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I ain't really showcased nothing yet. But then she said, like when she was giving my critiques, that just off the song choice, she was like, "I want somebody that chooses that song to be on my team." I was like, "Okay, she gets me. I'm in the right hands."
Okay, now tell us where you grew up and how did you get into music?
Ooh, okay. So I was born and raised in Orangeburg, South Carolina. Woo, 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 woo.
Mm-hmm.
Grew up singing in the church. But I will say I've always wanted to sing non-gospel music, but being raised in Orangeburg, the only place you can really, I don't want to use the word perform because some people want to use the word minister through song, but the only times you can really perform is in a church, in a choir, traveling choirs with your church. And like
Mm-hmm.
I found myself growing up in Orangeburg, like singing gospel music, having singing groups and stuff like that, and going church to church, singing songs, gospel songs. And that's amazing. Like, I love the Lord. Don't get me wrong. We love Jesus. However, however, I always wanted to, like, sing secular music. And I didn't really have a stage to do that on in Orangeburg. So, a show like The Voice, ideal, like a dream come true. Like, but I also had to keep in mind, like, Eric, you've only sung gospel songs, and now you're about to go sing a song called Bad Guy and talk about like, secular things on TV. So there was a part of me that was kind of like, I hope my hometown gets behind me and supports me. They know me for being this gospel singer in a way, and now I'm on stage singing pop music. So I'm like, oh, I hope I don't lose any supporters. But it's been good feedback so far.
Okay, I noticed that you're on stage,
Yeah.
and you've got those that will hit the buzzer. So no one calls in and votes or anything
Oh,
like that.
that's an amazing question. Oh my God. I have so many family and friends that's like, Eric, so they didn't let me vote for you. Like, why didn't I see like a call number to vote? I'm like, sweetheart, ain't how this should work. So what I can say is with The Voice, I believe the first 2, 3, maybe 4 rounds of the competition is just the coaches decide everything, who's staying, who's going home. And I believe once the show becomes a live show and it gets to a certain round, that's when America can vote. I hope I make it to the part where my supporters in Orangeburg can get behind me and really vote. as of right now, it's just watch the show and hopefully the coaches like what I do and keep me on the show.
Well, now, do you have to get yourself there? Or now that you're a part of the show, do they
Oh,
provide?
so it's really on me. Like going into the next round being the battles, they're gonna give me somebody to go against, and it's gonna be a song that me and the partner are gonna have to sing, and one of us is gonna make it, one of us is not gonna make it. And I just have to once again be confident in what I know I can do and just shine on stage, and hopefully Camila chooses Eric. I'm going to let you stay and I go to the next round. Then I believe if I get past that round, then it's time for America to vote. So a long way to go to get there.
Okay, well, your Low Country family, we're behind you 100%. And I'm going to be watching The Voice because I want to make sure because there's no distance in prayer.
Come on. That's it right there.
And we want to make sure that you make it. Anything you want to say to the Low Country people?
Let me start off by saying South Carolina, I feel like my whole personality is all from like where I was raised from. So I have South Carolina all in me from the way I talk. People say I got an accent. I don't hear the accent. So I just want to say shout out to South Carolina for making me who I am. I feel like being authentic, being original, that ties into the show so much. And I feel like my personality really shines through. And my whole personality is from me being raised in Orangeburg, South Carolina. So just shout out to Orangeburg, South Carolina. I'm representing for South Carolina. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And we're going to see how far we can get, honey.
Now, tell me about this Eric who?
Yes, Eric who. So I don't feel like Eric Tyler is like a musician name. So I was like, I want to keep the Eric. I want to keep my first name. But I'm like, what can I do for like a last name for a stage name? And I was just like, Eric who? But like, people going to think it's like Eric who? Like a question. But like, I don't want it to be a question. I just want it to be like, Eric who? I don't know why. It doesn't have like a crazy backstory. I just like how it sounds together. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I can see the comedian side of you.
Oh, thank you. That's Orangeburg. That's Orangeburg.
Well, Eric who, we thank you for being on Bounce Around Charleston, and we're wishing you the best. And give us the station and the time of the show.
All right, so The Voice airs every Monday and Tuesday at 8 o'clock. That's 8 o'clock Eastern time. And you can stream it on Peacock, and it just comes on NBC. So y'all make sure y'all watch for me.
Well, Eric who, we thank you for being on Bounce Around Charleston again.
Yes! Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate you guys.
Okay, and a major part of The Voice. Well, you heard it right here on Bounce Around Charleston. Watch NBC The Voice and look for Eric who.
Yay!
We'll be right back after this break.